Hello, hello, everybody. My name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. Today, we also have Oliver with us, and I actually have both my cats and my dog with us because whenever I do these videos, I have a whole lot of my guides with me, and the animals can feel the energy. So, of course, now he's laying on my cord. So, of course, stop, biting my cord, laying on my cord. The animals come to be near the energy of the guides because they're more sensitive typically to energies than us humans are, at least at this point, because humans are becoming more sensitive as time goes on. So today's video is the Lightworker Gateway video. If you are brand new to this channel, welcome. Again, my name is Jennifer. I'm a channeler. I typically channel Metatron, hence the name Metatron is speaking, but I channel other archangels. I channel a lot of extraterrestrials. I'll channel any guide, being, God, who has a loving message, loving message to provide to us. I'll pass that along to everybody. Um, for today's video, the Lightworker Gateway. So if you haven't seen one of these videos before, or if it's been a while, the Lightworker Gateway started in February of this year. A Lightworker Gateway is an energetic window, if you will, or opening, if you will, in the veil that separates Earth from the rest of the universe, essentially. There's a tear in that veil now since February that specific energies are being sent through this tear in the veil. The energies are being targeted to light workers on Earth. So if you're watching this video, you're a light worker, whether you realize that or not. So those energies are being targeted towards light workers, people who are intending to bring love and light into the world in whatever way that means. Everyone has a different way of doing that. The energies change about each month. It's not exactly set on a calendar year the way we have our calendar set up, but it's towards like the 26th, 7th, 8th. It's towards that end of the month time and goes to the following end of the month time. And it keeps kind of moving along. So I'll give you those dates as soon as I can pull that up. But the last Lightworker Gateway was with the mantids giving us energy for our throat chakras, to heal trauma from the throat chakra, to remove trauma from the throat chakra, to just improve the functionality of the throat chakra overall so that we can carry out the missions we came here to carry out. Now, this new Lightworker Gateway, it is the planet of Polaris, the North Star, the Polarians, who are going to be sending energies to us. Now, for the Lightworker Gateways, each of these groups of extraterrestrials that are choosing to send energies to us, they are in an alliance for Earth. They are dedicated to the well-being and the health of Earth and humanity. And so they have a vested interest in our success and our survival. And so they do this as part of an alliance that they have for us. Because if you don't know already, Earth is a very important planet. Earth is necessary to the rest of the universe. Earth is a one-of-a-kind incarnation experience. Earth is the composite of many, many galactic groups, of many, many plants from different planets, animals from different planets, insects from different planets, crystals from different planets. We are the pinnacle of creation, if you will. We're like the star on top of the cake. And so there's a vested interest in preserving this planet and making it very successful for us on a spiritual or consciousness level. So I'm going to pull up my notes for you guys. By the way, I don't know if you probably can't hear it. There's a crazy rainstorm going on outside. So when I first started setting up my equipment, it was like a little bit of sprinkling rain, and I love rainstorms. And so I was just talking to Creator, and I was like, please just make it rain hard. Please just make it a crazy rainstorm. And a couple minutes later, crazy rainstorm. So I love that. All right. And it's getting louder as I'm like talking to you guys. It's like hitting the window because it's going at an angle. Okay. Let me pull up my notes, which I didn't think I had that many, but apparently I do. So the Lightworker gateways that I just talked about, which are coming from a tear in the veil, which is in like the cosmos in the sky, these gateways coincide with another gateway that is happening on the earth itself. And I explained this all in a recent video that was talking about the druids sharing their secrets with us. So if you watch that video, it talks about these earth gateways. So one of the locations for these earth gateways is the South Pole in Antarctica. So this one is going to be opening up at the same time that this Lightworker Gateway is opening up in the cosmos. So the North Star planet Polaris will be sending energies both through the Lightworker Gateway. Sorry, wiggling around because the cats are getting comfortable. Both through the Lightworker Gateway and through the Earth Gateway. The word awakening is given to me. And so after that, this is Finn walking around, by the way, the one who was like a superstar in the last video or so, where he was just sitting back there being cute. He's like unsettled right now because he's trying to find the best possible sitting location. Come here, buddy. You just can't get comfortable. You want to sit over here again? So the word awakening was given to me. And when that happened, something that happens to me whenever Creator is trying to talk to me, my chin goes up, shoulders go up, and that is Creator validating for me, yes, awakening. This is the word I want you to have. So he's just validating the accuracy. And it feels a lot more important when all of a sudden Creator wants to jump into the conversation. Why does Creator want to jump into the conversation for this gateway, right? So awakening. The energies released from this gateway, the Earth Gateway, correspond to higher consciousness. And for those who are asleep, it is the potential to start their awakening process. So this is why he gave me the word awakening. So it's kind of wild because the very first Lightworker Gateway, which was in February, and it was actually the Dragon Collective was the group, the galactic group that was sending energies through. And it was to waken up the divine feminine in all of us, whether we are male or female. We should all have a divine feminine energy within us and a divine male energy within us. So it was wakening up that divine feminine energy. And at that time, I remember them telling me that this is initiating a mass awakening event. This is like the first domino to get this thing going. And so again, they're making a reference, almost like now we're kicking it up a level. There's going to be a new group of individuals, a new large group of individuals that start waking up now. So let's talk about the Lightworker Gateway, because that was the Earth Gateway from the South Pole energies that are coming out. The Lightworker Gateway, which is the original purpose of these videos, will be targeting improvements in the third eye chakra. And as I was typing improvements in the third eye chakra, I heard the word said in a female voice. that's not mine. Man, I was freaking out because the voice was so familiar in a good way. Um, so there is a female Polarian that I can see with my third eye. So she is lean, tall, white skin, not white skin like me, white skin like a piece of paper. Um, Big black almond shaped eyes. She has a golden headpiece that has a 12 pointed star in the center. She has a white robe with silver stitching, and the stitching in the back of her robe on the back side, it was really thin stitching, but it was like done in designs, and I could see a 12 pointed star design stitched into the back of her robe. There is a council of 7. So 7 beings who are the leadership body for the planet. And they literally call them Council of 7. They all wear this robe and headpiece for formal events. This female is their spokesperson for the group. They give me her name. It's spelled Iana, pretty much like the word Diana, but without the D, except they were pronouncing it different. They were pronouncing it Iana. Okay, I think that's right, Iana. So she's holding this piece of tanzanite and it's glowing. So, tanzanite, if you're not familiar with it, tanzanite is a crystal or a gemstone. It is a magnificent stone. It's typically a purplish blue color. Um, it technically, you don't need to know this, but it technically has 3 colors in it. It's technically like blue, purple, and this like raspberry color that'll flash out of it if it's a really fine quality gemstone. But for most crystals that you get of it, it's just going to look kind of like an indigo color or a purplish blue color. It is only found in one place in the world. It's only found in one particular set of mines in Tanzania, Africa, hence the name Tanzanite. And so she's holding it, and I can tell by the way she's holding it, I'm like, oh, this is native to your planet. Like, yes, we have it here on Earth, but the first time it showed up in creation was on Polaris. This is one of Polaris's gifts to Earth, because when they were making Earth, when they were making humanity, a bunch of different groups contributed kind of their finest things to us, and so Tanzanite was one of them. I remember from a conversation that I had a really long time ago with one of my extraterrestrial guides that lemons were also something that is native to Polaris. And it made me laugh because I was like, lemons? I didn't realize at that time that everything that we have originally comes from somewhere else. And so I was like, lemons? You can't have lemons. Like, those are like an earth thing. You can't have lemons. They had lemons. So then in this vision, I start being shown other things that are native to Polaris. So listen to this. This is not everything. This is just what they chose to show me. Lemurs, jaguars, and peacocks are native to Polaris. Walnut trees, wiggling cat, palm trees, coconut trees, opal, and amazonite are all native to Polaris. So those are some of the most wonderful things we have, I would say. Finn, come on, buddy. You got to be able to get comfortable. He's just pacing. Okay. So the tanzanite that she's holding, it changes into a sphere shape, and it's this really deep, dark indigo color. She puts it into my third eye chakra and she spins it. and it gives me a vision, which is very common, right? I'm already in a vision and they give me a secondary vision. For some reason, this is something they like to do. So in this second vision, I see this sand pathway, and on either side of me are palm trees that are kind of blowing around in a light breeze. So she has placed me onto Polaris. It's warm and breezy and feels like a tropical island. Off in the distance, she shows me the ocean. They have an ocean. I don't know why, but whenever somebody has an ocean, it's just like I get so excited about it and it blows my mind. And I don't know why I do that, but every time I get excited. Um, it's like paradise. There is a jungle. So if I were to walk kind of off this pathway and go deeper into these palm trees, it gets really like thick and jungly back in there. Peacocks walk out of the jungle onto the sand pathway. So I see two different ones. One of them looks just like we have on Earth, that's like the teal, the green, blue kind of coloring. And there is a second peacock that is just completely red, all red. And it's just like stunning because it's such a dark, deep, almost metallic red. So it's just really, really beautiful. And so I can see my clothing. I have on like this, it's like a purplish blue color, but it's really, really light colored. It's like a pastel periwinkle color. And it looks like it's a dress, but it has a hood. And the hood is up over my head. And I have on white shoes that kind of look like ballerina slippers. And the dress is a really thin material. It blows around really easily in this breeze. I'm wearing a band across my forehead and right across, and it's like right across my third eye. It's like elastic or some kind of stretchy fabric around the back, but in the front, it's like this metal design. And in the center, there's like this amulet made of gold, and it's a triangle. So it's a triangle that points down, and in the center of this triangle is a cabochon tanzanite. And shoot, I should have brought an example of what a cabochon is. Um, a cabochon is a crystal that has been cut to be flat on the bottom, and then it's rounded on the top. And so that is the kind of that's the shape. It was like a nice rounded shape that was popping out of this amulet. Um, the tanzanite, so I said it was a cabochon, but it was shaped like an eye. Most cabochons are shaped like an oval. It's like an oval that's flat and then it's rounded on top. This one was shaped like an eye on the third eye. Um, these are worn to enhance intuition. So these are not just, oh, that's a pretty, lovely decoration you're wearing. It's a triangle, so it's a sacred geometry shape that's in a two-dimensional shape. Um, gold. Gold is a metal that is highly conductive to energy. We have the tanzanite that has the energies of that crystal. Plus, it's being placed on your third eye. The color of tanzanite is the color of your third eye chakra. So nothing's accidental with what they showed me. So it increases intuition or enhances intuition. And this is me talking to myself. I love the breeze here. It's light, but almost constant. When the sun sets, the sky looks purple and pink. And so I'm trying to walk around to find more people because I'm like in this vision and I'm like, okay, who am I supposed to talk to somebody? Like, what am I here for? So I'm like walking around trying to find people, and they show me that there are these bronze triangle shaped plates that are built into the ground. And so they're pretty large. They're large enough that you could sit down on one and it still extends out on either side of you. So I sit cross-legged on one, and then Ayana appears, and her clothing is now like a gold color, and she sits on a triangle across from me. She shows me the tear in the veil where energies come through to reach us during these Lightworker gateways. And this is where it got crazy. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. So a dragon appears. So I'm looking in the cosmos, I'm looking at the tear in this veil, in our veil, and I see this dragon fly over to it. And this is a indigo and gold colored dragon. Again, indigo and gold. We keep going back to these colors. The dragon comes over and kind of bites down on a corner of this tear and pulls it down and tears it more. So this is why things are going to get ramped up right now. Is we used to have this little tiny tear, and right now they're pulling it, so it's going to be a much larger tear. So we're going to get more energies. So this is what she says. She says, your planet has chosen well. It has remained on the highest possible timeline for many months now. The energy sent to you need to be increased to account for the shorter time span you will be receiving these in. Everything we send to you raises you and your planet higher and brings you closer to the fullness of the intended human experience. However, the strength of these energies will purge lower energies from you faster, more abruptly than you are accustomed to in the past. Humanity's old habits, old ways, old thoughts, old hurts will come to the surface for clearing. You are not going backwards. This is the only path forwards. More challenges and more difficulties mean you are progressing deeper into this process. Your struggle shows your progress. Do not be discouraged. Do not be dismayed. It was always intended that this process should happen in many stages and in many layers. There are two groups of lightworkers now. There are two groups of lightworkers now. The first group, which is already well into their purging process, that's us. And a second newer group who are just learning about who they truly are. These energies will be challenging for both groups in different ways. All of you need this experience to learn how to navigate these turbulent energies with ease. The ascension will only continue. Your evolution will only continue. The process will not get easier. But if you adapt to it, then it will feel easier. You are making the right choices as a Lightworker collective. Your reward is this more direct timeline to raising the consciousness of everyone. New people will awaken this month, many who are not Lightworkers. Consciousness is rising for all. For now, the darkness must surface for each of you to release deeper pains. These do not serve you. They must be purged. If you resist, it will take longer and cause you undue difficulty. Open your minds now. Be willing to change. Be willing to release and let go of parts of you so that you may gain a higher version of yourself. This will hurt a little. It will be uncomfortable. Trust that there are only better and better things waiting for you on the other side of this, because it is true. No matter what struggles lie in the moment, remember to lift your head up high and look to the horizon. A new dawn is breaking, and the light will shine into all the places that were once dark. The speaker switches. Creator comes in and starts talking. Feel the movement of the energy. Nothing stands still. Nothing remains as it is forever. The new must spring forth. Join in that power. Be part of that momentum of change. Fearing change and fearing new things is the old way of Earth. This will change in time. You are the change bringers. You are the way showers. These changes start in you, that the world may see what is possible. You will model the impossible so that the world knows that you are connected with the divine. How else can the impossible be made possible? Connect with us that we may fuel your journey. You were never meant to do this alone. You were always meant to do this with us. You were always meant to find each other again and support each other, teach each other. Your gifts were always meant to benefit the collective. Your connection to the divine was always meant to be shared. This is how it grows stronger. You grow stronger when you become part of the community, when you take a risk to share your gifts. When you take these risks, you will be rewarded. There is help waiting for you. There is guidance and opportunity waiting for you. We are ready. We will keep waiting for you, however long it takes. The best window of opportunity is right now. Right now, to launch a business, to write a book, to learn a new craft, to heal your traumas, to gain more knowledge. Now is a fertile window of opportunity. Use this time to invest in your soul and to invest in yourself. And Creator leaves after that. And he put a lot of energy into those words, so I have no doubt whatever energy he put into that was meant to trigger all of us. Like, trigger us into something good, trigger us into action. So Iana touches my third eye with her thumbs. She's like, she's like doing that. It's hard to explain, but she's putting her thumbs on my third eye. And the sphere starts changing shapes. It's like morphing in between a sphere and a cube and a pyramid and a octahedron and a Merkaba, and it keeps switching shapes. I feel like she gave me X-ray vision. I feel like I can see through walls, is what I say. She tells me it's to improve my clairvoyance. It's built into the equipment Metatron already has on around my head, and I can tell because all of a sudden I become aware of the equipment, and normally I don't ever feel it, see it, think about it unless they're making an adjustment, and then I become aware of its presence. I suddenly become aware of my energetic. I have like an energetic suit for protection. I have like a helmet. I have like glasses or goggles, in this helmet, all this full outfit. My suit changes. Last time I checked, it was green. All of a sudden, I have a black suit. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, did I get a new suit, Metatron? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, well, I hope this one protects better against extraterrestrial attacks because I still get a lot of those. Um, so, anyways, that was the end of the vision. That's the end of the channeled messages. However, Iana and I and Metatron, of course, put together a crystal grid. This is for support during this Lightworker Gateway. It is for the third eye specifically. So let's go ahead and take a look at that together. So here is that crystal grid made with myself, Metatron, and Iana. And I wanted to give you the dates of the Lightworker Gateway because I realized I didn't do that earlier. So the the window for these energies to come into us is July 27th through August 27th. And so that is the Polaris Lightworker Gateway, and it's strengthening the third eye chakra. For this crystal grid, lots and lots of blues and purples on here because of needing that energy of an indigo color for this grid. A couple things I want to point out. Well, I'm not going to be pointing out all of these to you, but I wanted to point out that there is, in fact, opal on here, which is one of the original stones for the planet of Polaris. Also, there is Amazonite on here, one of the original stones for Polaris. And believe it or not, I have some very, very, very tiny pieces of tanzanite on here. And so, of course, that's an original stone of Polaris. I didn't have 6 tanzanites, so I have 3 little tanzanites, and I have 3 stones that are they're called blueberry quartz. They're basically like a purplish blue quartz, and you can't really see it very well because the background color of this grid is a nice deep purple, so it makes it harder. But let's go ahead and activate this guy. This is a unicorn stone sphere in the center. If any of you are wondering, it's got like the purple of a lepidolite. It's got pink of like a pink tourmaline, and it's also got quartz and or smoky quartz in it. So it's got that composite of energies within it. Makes it quite powerful. Um, these are amethyst. I have purple fluorites on here in their natural octahedron shapes. There is blue kyanite on here. And we have some moonstone in different uh, sacred geometry shapes as well. So let's talk about the Amanda Ellis sprays that were chosen for this. So the first one is going to be kind of a no-brainer. So this one, Archangel Metatron Tanzanite Third Eye Energy Spray. Couldn't get any more perfect than that. And as you look at this grid, go ahead and just be mindful of your breathing and try to kind of take some deeper breaths and try to release and relax and open that chakra as you're exhaling. Because he's giving you the sensation of we're clenching, of we're holding too tightly to controlling that chakra, almost it feels like. The next spray I'm going to be using, Archangel Metatron Cosmos Element Expand. So this is just an all-around perfect spray for, ooh, and it smells great, for raising your consciousness, for expanding your mind, for expanding your horizons, for just opening up to new and unknown things. Check out this third spray that they chose. This is the Commander Ashtar spray for the Galactic Federation of Light Platinum Ray. Now, There's a message with this. This is not just nothing's random. Yes, this is a nice blue color and it goes with the other, the nice blue color we have on the grid, but I have other blue sprays they could have chosen. They chose this one because part of this Lightworker Gateway, part of this awakening that is going on for many brand new people, part of this expansion that's being asked of these existing light workers, which is you and I, part of that is getting more comfortable with and getting connected to our star families. I'm just going to spray this while I talk. And this spray, Amanda Ellis has a couple sprays that I would just spray my whole body with every day, all day. And this is one of them. Like, this is one of the most magnificent smelling sprays. And it does do a really great job to connect you with Ashtar, believe it or not. So I feel like that's the message I'm being asked to convey right now, along with this grid, is that if you are connected with your star family already, pursue making that connection stronger. Pursue making it better. Pursue making it deeper. Invite them into your space more, into your life more, into your decisions more. We have all these guides who want to help us, but they can't help us unless we ask them to. We have to exercise our free will to invite them in, because otherwise they can't help us, because they'd be going against our free will for them to just force their help upon us. If you don't have a connection with your star family and you want a connection with your star family, if you know who it is, we might have an activation on our website for that group. If you don't know who it is, having an activation with Commander Ashtar is a great place for any person to start. Also, if you don't know who it is and you want to know who it is, or you want to know some of the main galactic guides that you have, you can email me. I will check for you. It only takes me a moment, and I feel like knowing some of the major guides that are trying to reach out to you it's important, it's meaningful. Like, for me, figuring out who my guides were, that was a turning point for me. That was a big deal for me. And so I think for a lot of you, it's a big deal too. So if you need help with that, you can email me about that. But let me go ahead and activate. Yeah, there's a lot of energy. They apparently were ready and waiting for me to activate this. Yeah. So for some of you, the increased intuitive abilities is going to come through dreams. So be mindful of that. If you're able to remember your dreams, write them down, because nothing is, quote, just a dream. Nothing's accidental. All of it is a message for you. You can Google the different parts of your dream. If you're dreaming about a certain animal or a certain insect, Google the dream meaning for that. Dream meaning of ladybug. Dream meaning of black cat, whatever it is. Because there are messages that they are trying to convey to you. And our guides are not going to be channeling to everyone. We're not all the same person. We're not meant to take messages in the same way. Some of us are going to be stronger getting that information in dreams. Some of us are going to be stronger getting it in meditation. Some of us are going to be able to channel it. Some of us are going to get our messages through knowing, through just knowing and just feeling the energy of the answer. So whatever your stronger gift is, lean into that. Don't worry about the gifts that you don't have developed yet, you don't need to develop all of the gifts. One or two gifts, you know, having strength in one or two gifts, that can take you places. You don't, it's not required that you have all of them. It's nice if you can have a little bit of all of them, but don't worry about what you don't have right now. Focus on growing what you do have, what you are more easily able to work with. So, if you've been looking at this grid, you are more than activated on it. It's going to be available on our website if you want to download it or take a look at it. This is going to be a useful grid at any point, not just this Lightworker Gateway, but well into the future, anytime you need assistance with your third eye. Some of you might experience this as clearing trauma or clearing blocks from your third eye. This might give some of you, unfortunately, some pressure in your head, sinus pressure, a little bit of a headache. So I apologize for that, but if that's the reaction you're getting, it's because you're clearing something that's not supposed to be there. So don't resist it. Don't tense up. Try to relax into it. Take a nap if you can. Take something to help with the pain if you need something to help with the pain. Um, yeah, but just try to relax and open yourself up to releasing what it is you no longer need, because that's going to be what this next month is about, is improvements and changes for all of us. So, okay, that is everything that I have for you, and I will see all of you next time.